All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Season 9 Finals from the MCP TTS League. I am your host, Dr. Norbert, and with me is my usual co-host, the Huggy Bear. Say hello, Huggy.
Hello, Norbert, and all you ladies and gentlemen out there.
It's so good to be here. Finally, the culmination of the entire season here. Season 9 is happening tonight with our old friend, Pat Dunford from My Meta here in London versus somebody all the way on the western side of Canada in Saskatchewan. I think I said that right. Western Canada, anyway. Suzume Kazo.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
all
the
right,
measuring master.
the Measuring Masters. Do you know anything about Suzume? I haven't seen him play yet.
I have had the pleasure of playing against both these players at
Ooh.
various times. I have
Let
sort of
me
my
interrupt you real
hunch.
quick. Before
Yep.
they get rid of the. We have to do this always so fast now. We're looking at Pat's list again. Let's see if he took his same roster. It seems like it is Nebula, Mystique, Groot, Gamora, Angela, Rocket Raccoon, Star Lord, Space Reality Thanos, Toad, and Winter Soldier. I think Winter Soldier might be new.
I think he's old.
Old. Okay.
Yeah.
Suzume Kazo is playing Black Cat, Hulk, Juggernaut, Luke Cage, Magneto, Toad, Sabretooth, Apex Predator, yeah, new model, Rogue, Pyro, another new model, and Mystique. So hardcore Brotherhood, eh?
Yeah, dedicated Brotherhood roster. Very powerful.
Wow. This is going to be
No
cool.
blob though.
No blob. No blob. He's brought Demons Downtown, Intrusions, Sword Base. That's the old Sword Base. Remember, we're using the old Crises. In fact, this is the last game using the old Crises on TTS. He's using Alien Ship, Research Station, and Skulls Infiltrate. Do you think Pat is going to be unhappy with any of these?
Um, I don't think so. Possibly 14 because that makes it difficult for him to play his Thanos setup. Otherwise, I think he has good builds all around, and if even if forced to play 14, Guardians are pretty good on 14. So, or maybe he will even switch into a Mystique. I think he has the possibility to do that with Toad. I think he has Toad, right?
Yes.
Toad, Winter Soldier, Mystique. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
he has
agree.
that
I
possibility
I think these are
because our
okay.
leadership is really good at sword.
Ooh. Do you think he? There's a
Perhaps you should
chance.
say something about the fact that these are the old crises to
Yes.
avoid confusion.
Yeah, definitely. All the old crises are in play here. This is, in fact, the last game that we're going to be playing with these on TTS. They should be switched over, hopefully, by Monday, essentially the new year. We should have these all switched over. Although you can use new ones now, they don't automatically get put in. So, so the question I had for you, Huggy Bear, is: do you think Mystique could make an appearance today?
I It depends on the crisis. If they end up on sword, I think we might even see a Mystique mirror. Otherwise, I think that Pat will be looking to engineer his favorite Guardians Thanos setup. He has a ton of various. Well, he basically has set builds for every points level where he can fit Thanos with his Guardians. Basically 16 and up. I suppose it's theoretically possible to build it at 15 as well with Star-Lord, Rocket, Nebula, and Thanos, but I'm not too certain that might be a bit on the low end when it comes to the number of scoring models, given the fact that Nebula can't score. So I think that we know for a fact that Pat's favorite threat level is 16.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I think he will be trying, hoping to see that come up. Um, and Suzume Kaso is, I'm actually a bit surprised because I'm used to seeing him playing more of these corner case, a little bit more on the Yank side, I think.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and this is a pretty straightforward Brotherhood roster. I really like it. Looks like we have a priority role there.
Yeah. Looks like Pat won the priority role. Let's see which one he picks.
Ooh.
He's won the priority
So
roll.
he won't be picking points then.
Yes, correct. So he can get locked out of 16. Like you said, he's got Montesi, Research Station, Fear Grips, Intrusions again, Gamma Wave, and Demons Downtown. Let's see. I want to give a shout out to Liam Watt. First of all, did a fantastic job on the show last week. Okay, Pat took extracts and found one Tessie formula, old one. Now let's see what the secure becomes. Sword base. Old sword base. Nasty.
Very interesting to see if Suzume Kazo elects to go for 14 or 17 here. I think he would be inclined to pick 14. If I was in his shoes, I would be inclined to, because that way I think he can avoid Thanos.
Which one? 17, eh? Is that what he said?
No, 14.
14. Yeah.
I think it's a bit hard for Pat to fit in Thanos on 14, even though it is theoretically possible. He could, for instance, go with something like Mystique, Winter Soldier, Thanos, and be Brotherhood affiliated, but not too sure about that. But there is a possibility.
All right, just asking about the threat level because I'm super curious. Hello, in the game, Barry. Welcome to the first time chatter. First of all, I wanted to mention Liam Watt is in the house. He did a fantastic job in the co-host seat last week. Really enjoyed being with him. He was also very gracious to allow me to stream this because he had expressed an interest in this. So thank you, Liam, for letting us do this tonight. And Jacob Deaton is in the house. He was also one of the people that we streamed, one of the other finalists. So we got good. And Coffee Time is here as well. So lots of people from the finals here tonight can help us guide us through this match tonight. As we
really
look
to see so many people,
yeah, really great to see all these finalists here. Insidious Mad, also one of the finalists, also from my London Meta, Best Meta. And the map tonight is this old one from Mike DeLuca. Thank you, Mike. This is his graveyard one. He did it for Halloween a couple of years ago now, I think. They cleaned it up a bit, and I think they were testing to see if anybody could stand on this mausoleum here. Mausoleum size 4. Got size 3 tomb here. The sarcophagi are all size 2. I think this is a size 3 tomb. And the trees are all size 1. So fairly sparse, but not horrendously so. So Brotherhood will be fine if he chooses Magneto.
Yeah, that's was one aspect I was considering. Maybe he will be tempted to go 17 just to get a lot of work out of Magneto here. There are not too many big terrain pieces though, but a ton of those size 2s. Spamming those into enemy models is very dangerous.
All right, Huggy, we have a request from somebody down under. We can't deny somebody who's tuning in from down under. It is currently 7 a.m. for them on Thursday, and he wants to know what beverages we have tonight.
Shall I go first?
Yes, why don't you go first this time?
Yes. I was a little strapped for time because I just got home from a very enjoyable game day where I had some awesome games of MCP.
Right.
So I just poured myself a glass of a nice white wine.
Oh, okay.
This one's called Grechetto. It's Italian. It's from a small winery in Umbria, where I was this last summer.
Oh.
Actually, the reason I wasn't playing in Season 8 because I was there. So I bought this bottle directly from the maker. So
oh, amazing! So you brought it home with you.
Yeah, it's really great. It's quite light. It's perfect for when you're just drinking and having some snacks, like conversational wine.
Okay, all right. It'll keep you lubricated for tonight. Want to thank everybody for acknowledging the wonderful, acknowledging the outfits we put on tonight. Both of us matched properly for commenting on a heavyweight match like this. Tonight, since I am at my artist's retreat in Norfolk, I picked up the Norfolk the Norfolk whiskey. It's called the English single malt whiskey from Norfolk. I told this to Liam, that because Scotland makes so much Scotch, they can't grow enough barley. And in fact, they have to get the barley from England. And I believe it's Norfolk that supplies a lot of it. But it might be further north. I can't remember now that part. But I'm going to say it's Norfolk because I'm here. So Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy Hanukkah. And I hope, this is a little early, but I hope you all have a wonderful year coming up. 2023 is just around the corner. And in fact, tune in on Friday evening. Me and the rest, some of the TOs are going to get together to review the survey results that you all filled out. And also what our plans are for 2023, plus introducing you to the 2 new members that we have on the team. So big show on Friday at 7 p.m. GMT, which is 2 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time.
That sounds awesome.
So to a great game tonight and a great 2023 together. Cheers.
Yeah, nice sending off of not only Season 9, but also the old Crises. I saw someone commenting in the chat that perhaps this could be the last 14-point game ever to be played.
Oh, yeah. And they also mentioned how it's fitting that we're putting the old Crises to rest in a graveyard terrain board.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, we don't know yet if they what points level they picked, right?
We do not yet. No. They must be intense right now. Let's see. I got a message here from XP Jacob.
Stakes are high, of course.
17. Jacob is going to be our table judge tonight. Thank you, Jacob, for donating your time, making sure the game runs smoothly. He said it is 17 threat, so it does mess up the 16 power level, unless Pat just decides to go 16 and go point down. It's been known to happen.
I would assume that if he wants to go with his normal build, it would be something along the lines of Star-Lord, Groot, Winter Soldier, Thanos, maybe?
Let's see. So, Suzume, he went... I can't get over there. There it is. He went really wide. He got Toad, Pyro. Sorry, it's going slow because it's loading up. Oh, cool. Sabretooth, Apex Predator. Mystique. I was right. It's a Mystique. And Juggernaut was the last one. Sorry. Yep. Deception, of course. Pyrotechnics, of course. Exceptional Healing, of course. Brace, yep. Do you know who I am? All very good cards, but very predictable.
Powerful, very strong.
Pat went narrow. He took Thanos, of course. He loves Thanos. Star-Lord, Winter Soldier, I think that's supposed to be. Yep. And Groot. And cards are Escort to Safety, Fallback, Recalibration Matrix, Mark for Death, and Power the Cosmos. Nice. I'll be very interested to talk to Pat about his choices there. I'm not sure at all the logic. Not to say it's bad logic, I just don't understand it.
In a vacuum, I would rate Suzume's team slightly higher into this matchup, given the fact that he's running one more model than Pat, which is very good on Old Sword. And also he has Pyro in there to put root on Pat's Thanos, which is a nuisance, to say the least. But we know what Pat can do. We know he's very skilled, and he can certainly get some work done in the attrition department with that team.
Right. Just so everybody can understand the crises. So we're going to have 3 spell books down the middle. These let you do a range 3 beam of energy, okay, which is different from the new version of it. And then you have a sword base. Now this is the key one. So sword base goes right down the middle. So the bottom, the middle is hiding, and then there's one at the top. And if you control most of them, so either 2 versus 1 or 3 versus 0, you get 3 VPs. And you get to push one of the opponent's characters, if you own more than they do, short. And lastly, if no enemy characters are contesting the console, you just get it. So there's a free win. free play to flip, so to speak. If one or more enemy characters are there, it's a 50-50 chance. You have to roll a crit, wild, or hit to control the console. Right.
Indeed.
You want to comment a bit?
One slight thing to note is that Sword is the only crisis where it doesn't matter whether you're healthy or injured when it comes to contesting.
Ooh, very interesting. Yes. So bodies is what matters.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you make of Suzume's choice of taking Mystique?
I am not surprised. She is very, very strong on scenarios like this. Given her leadership is one part of it is that he can put a token on a secure objective and have it score there. He can leave it there, but that's not going to matter on a pay to flip like this because you still flip it and then you can walk away.
Right.
But you also, when you interact, you get refunded the first power you spend on interacting each round with Mystique's leadership. And that is key here because they're going to spend a ton of power flipping those sword consoles. So basically, Suzume Kazo is flipping them for free, more or less, unless he's trying to go for several ones in the same activation. So in the power economy game, he is going to have a slight edge there.
Right. Let me catch everybody up on deployment. Thanos is in the middle. Winter Soldier on his left, so the top of the screen. Groot hanging out on the top of that mausoleum there, also on the top of the screen. And Star-Lord, I guess, is hiding.
I think he's hiding behind the building there.
He's just here around the mausoleum. Okay, just to the right of Thanos. We have Mystique all the way on the left side of Suzume's flank. Sabretooth sort of in the middle, a little bit to the left. Pyro right in the middle. Juggernaut on the right. I really think this match is going to be hard for both players. This is way different than some of the more favorable matchups that Pat has had in the back. He's going to have to work for this one.
Absolutely. And not only that, because matchups are one thing, but these are two very skilled players who have been making the cuts for several seasons. Pat has won 2 seasons already, so it's hard to find higher quality MCP anywhere. So already there, you have some really great expectations for this game. We're gonna see some high quality MCP, and both of these teams are very strong. Anything can happen in this game, I'd say.
Totally. I totally agree. And you're right. I've seen Suzume Kazo's name up more than once. I don't know him personally. I haven't spoken to him, but I'd like to more. Let's put it that way. And but he's always there. I know his name. He's always there. And you said you've played against him. Can you? Does he have a style that you can tell us about?
Well, like as I said before, I was under the impression that he likes to play a bit quite tall teams and a bit on the Yankee side, a bit more unexpected teams. When I had the pleasure to play him, it was a friendly game over TTS, a pickup game a couple of years ago. I think She-Hulk was just recently released, and he was playing some shenanigans with her and some. He might even have been playing her with Thanos and something else. I think he was playing A-Force with Thanos, She-Hulk, and maybe Crystal or something. Yeah, I can't remember it, but he likes these weird builds. Usually goes has several affiliations in his rosters.
Yeah,
but tonight, as we said, we see him running a very classic, very cool cinematic Brotherhood roster.
It's so true. All right, what he's done, he must have gotten past to. Pat must have passed to Suzume. Suzume moved Toad up to the top of the screen and flipped that trap, or whatever it is, console for free. and he can do it from 2. That's why he's far away. But because he's with outside of 2, that means Groot gets to automatically flip it as well. And so that's just what happened. Joe Jumanji saying, is that a mistake already? Wait, well, I mean, I don't know if he had the movement to get all the way over there. He probably did. But yeah, we don't know. That'll be a question. That'll be a question, Joe Jumanji. Ask it again at the end of the show. Right, Suzume's moving Mystique over to the bottom console here. She's going to flip that automatically. And maybe get 1 foot out of the grave. I'm not sure. Or maybe she's comfortable like that. I don't know.
Yeah, she's a bit tilted there.
She's had a little bit of whiskey herself, maybe.
Oh.
Cheers, Mystique. I'd love to see Mystique in real life. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
I interpret Pat's deployment as a somewhat of a skew towards the left flank, whereas Suzume has gone more down the middle. I think that the way things stand, he can get to the top sword console with Juggernaut, but no other character. So maybe he wants to send Juggernaut out there and battle it out with Groot. Otherwise, he'll be going hard on the middle. And I think this role here that Pat's going to do is going to be
crucial,
quite impactful. Yeah.
All right, so Starligh's moved up within 1, and he's going to flip. He needs crit wild and a hit. Fails.
I'm not... Ooh.
He fails.
Yeah. That's very lucky for Suzume, because I think that if he had flipped, then Sabretooth might have had a hard time reaching that console, basically locking it in for Pat. But now we see it's going to be in the hands of Suzume.
All right. People are asking if I hadn't already met Mystique and I didn't know it. This is true. This is true. But maybe she would
never know if you're meeting.
All right, Juggernaut looks like he's going to go ahead and
maybe
flip.
You are Mystique.
That's right. You don't know. You don't know, so don't mess with me. No, he decides to go. Oh, wait, he's got extra power, doesn't he? So he's going to go ahead and grab that book and flip it for free.
Yep.
Great use of Juggernaut's inherent abilities there with all the power that he was able to generate. Now it comes down to these dreaded RNG rolls.
Yep.
I think this is what chased a lot of the top players out of these leagues. They're tired of playing these RNG scenarios. There are a few still in the new rules, but they are a lot different the way they work, and I think more palatable.
Suzume is going to have to be careful with the placement of Juggernaut, because Thanos loves portaling a size 4 character in front of another enemy character and then punching him to send him flying into his friends, colliding with them and inflicting serious amounts of damage.
Winter Soldier moved up once, picked up the book, looks like, and then the book on the left-hand side, and then shot.
He would use the book beam here, but I'm not sure whether he was
he rolled
within 3 or not.
Yeah, I think maybe not. Anyhow, he shot him, didn't get the rapid fire. Bad luck for Pat, and only did 1 damage, which Juggernaut then reduced.
Yep. At least bleed got on there.
Yep. That's 1 book apiece.
I would not be surprised to see Thanos go up and start doing work on Juggernaut later this round, possibly sending him flying into some other unlucky model that Suzume decides to put.
Possibly Sabretooth. So Sabretooth grabbed the other book and is moving within 1 of the console. Now remember, it doesn't matter how many people are contesting the console. You just need to roll the 50-50 chance. Right now Suzume's up though.
This is a very offensive move by Suzume, putting Sabretooth forward like that.
Thanos cosmic portaling himself forward.
Yeah.
And is he going to do his energy beam against Juggernaut? Not energy
No,
beam.
I
But...
think he's gonna portal him in and start punching him.
Okay, to get that power.
Possibly sending him flying into Sabretooth.
Yeah.
It appears as if Pat has decided to simply ignore the sword base for round one. That is also a viable tactics in certain matchups. And just focus on attrition at this point in time. Yep, he can easily get Juggernaut into position to throw him twice, possibly, if lucky with the dice.
Yep.
He has a wing it token.
Oh, yes.
Oh. It's pretty smart by Suzume to save Pyro for last. To have him, he's certainly hoping to put a root on Thanos here.
Yep.
Possibly Thanos is too far back for him to reach.
I think that's what Pat was just trying to figure out just now.
Yeah. Because I'm not sure. I think it's range 4 on both Pyro's attack and his root ability. No, actually, it's only range 3. So if Thanos is standing where he's now, I'm not seeing Pyro rooting him this round.
Looks
Certainly in the next one, but it appears that he moved forward.
Yeah, he used one activation or action to move forward.
Yep. So he did not elect to go for the violent route, where he would have teleported Juggernaut in and started punching him.
No.
Instead, he's moved forward to try and actually take control of that middle.
Yeah. So Pat very luckily got a crit, and that crit rolled into a wild, which he needed for the throw. He's got 5 hits into 1 save, I guess 1 reduction, so that's 3 damage, and throws Juggernaut into that tree. That little tree doesn't stand a chance. He did have to use his winging it token as well. So that's 4 out of 8 damage into Juggernaut, who's bleeding and holds one of the books.
And thereby he's guaranteed control of the middle console because he can use the portal, which he's doing now. Get Sabretooth out there. That's Thanos for you.
Thanos loaded up with 6 power. There goes the tree.
Yep.
Didn't stand a chance. And Sabretooth gets knocked to top of the...
4 damage on Juggernaut there. That's
good for Juggernaut.
That's taking a toll.
Yeah. The thing about Juggernaut is he's still pretty beefy on his backside too.
Absolutely, and that's where he gets his throw, which is deceptively good.
Trees are worth size 1. Somebody, Jonah was asking. Hello, Jonah. Is it size 2? No, I think they're size 1. Yeah, trees are size 1. Coffee time.
Interesting to see now what Suzume decides to do with Pyro. Will he double move and try to go for the 50-50 flip on the sword? It's a 6-point swing, basically, which is kind of what people don't like about this crisis. Or will he move up, do 1 attack, and put root on Thanos? That would be a guarantee. He wouldn't need certain dice result for that to happen. And the way he's measuring things, it looks like that's the route he's planning to go.
Yeah. Ramsey, thank you for being a first-time chatter. Good to see you. They're asking whether that was a legal placement because of the way the crypt has been like this. At the very beginning of the match, I saw them take models and put them arbitrarily on different pieces of terrain. I think they both were testing it and came to an agreement of some kind. And so the agreement must have been that this is a legal move. And so, so there we are.
This is not the first time we're seeing some weird placements on terrain on the TTS mod. It's basically one way of getting around certain programming issues, so to speak, to just decide that everyone can stand on anything unless specifically stated otherwise.
Yeah.
So just for the sake of smoothness and ease of placement, it seems that they decided that
Yep.
it's possible for
All right.
to be standing.
Pyro did move up and did the root, and I think he attacked as well because Thanos has root and a slow on him now. But
He did attack in order to generate the power needed to put root and slow on.
Okay.
He could have gotten a incinerate as well had he rolled a wild, but he did not.
People are just wondering about whether, having Pat take the consoles but get rooted is worth it, or whether life Suzume was happy with that in the first place. Very interesting. And it looks like Pat is electing with his console base console ability, which you will, to move Apex Predator. Interestingly, I thought he'd be just moving him backwards or something like that, but he's oh dear. Oh.
Looks like he's moving him within range of Star-Lord. I think he has. I think his energy defense is his weakest one, Apex, or maybe he's changed his mind and to push him backwards, like you said. Yep.
Yeah, gonna push him backwards. Okay.
Yeah.
People in the chat are contributing about the fact that Pyro could have gotten Incinerate had he gotten the right trigger, and did not.
Yep. That is true. Incinerate on Thanos is really, really dangerous for him.
Coffee Time suggesting you don't want Sabretooth anywhere near other characters, even if you can shoot them. So moving him back is his choice.
Yeah, it looked like he was considering pushing him towards Star-Lord and then perhaps doing a number on him with his energy attacks from the get-go. But controlling him, keeping him out of the game for another round is likely a better choice.
Okay, Pat retains priority, and he's not electing to pass this time, which makes sense. He is rooted, don't forget, but does have a Winging It token, along with Star-Lord and Winter Soldier.
Root on Thanos is a big nuisance because he wants to be using his portal as many times as possible each round, basically.
Yeah, he could, for instance, right now, he has 6 power, he could do it 3 times, but not with the root. Right. Now we get to see the Master at work. Actually, 2 Masters at work here. Really interesting choices. Don't know what to do. Myself, I'd be just getting pummeled. All right, so Thanos looks like he's teleporting himself. Still within 1 of the console, right up to Juggernaut.
Looks like he took care. Notice how he took care to measure 4 from Apex Predator there. So I think that he will be trying to punching as much damage into Juggernaut as possible, possibly dazing him, and then I'm expecting to see him portal Apex Predator even further away from the action.
All right, first attack. Not bad, not great. 3 hits with a crit. Crit rolls into another crit, so that's 4 hits into 1 save, effectively 2 saves probably. Oh, he's going to use his Winging It token. I think he's using his Winging It tokens.
Yeah.
Nice. Gets the crit, the skull. But didn't get the wild. So that's 6 hits. No. And that dazes Juggernaut. Yep. That dazes Juggernaut. Well, look. Does it. If you can't throw him, just daze him. And the book goes over to Thanos.
Indeed.
Finkstar, I haven't turned on the clocks because they kind of take a lot of screen real estate. I'll turn them on a little later, maybe, when there they are. When it gets a little closer, if that's okay. Yes, people are talking about the York MCP Weekender, February 10th through 12th. There's just a few spots left. It's 2.5 days. where we own a hotel, literally own the whole place to sleep in, eat in, and play games almost nonstop over the course of the weekend. It is in beautiful York, England, and has fantastic microbreweries, if you're so inclined. Message me if you want information about it, but do hurry up, or else just go on to Facebook and type in MCP Weekender, and the Facebook group will come up. We'll show you everything you need to know. There's
Beautiful medieval city.
Yeah.
Sadly, you won't be seeing a lot of it since you will be playing MCP all the time.
But if you come a day earlier, stay a day later, then you could. Thanos go ahead and moved Sabretooth even further away, taking Coffee Time's advice.
And Sabretooth is currently 1 power short of his big pounce move, which I've gotten the name of currently. New models and all those names haven't really set in yet. I'll be looking at the name of his superpower is Primal Pounce.
Okay.
So I wasn't all wrong.
Thanos, I think, is going to punch Pyro now.
Ow, 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 says Pyro.
Well, we'll see. Here come the dice.
If he gets the dice here, Pat will effectively be handing over priority to Suzume, which could be dangerous.
He just spent some power, Thanos did. Did he choose a different ability, a different attack?
Possibly did the spender, because
Ooh,
I
bad
think
hit. One hit, which Pyro saves.
If I'm not mistaken, there's a wild push on the spender on Thanos.
He just spent a bit more power.
Oh,
he's just going to move him now. So
maybe he was hoping to get a push and then a portal so that he could...
get him really far away.
Yeah.
But he gets at least one push, so there's Pyro there. And that's Thanos' activation. Not bad. Could have been really devastating for Suzume had Pyro gotten further away. But Juggernaut going down is not good.
Yeah, this way Pat is forcing Suzume to spend actions on moves to get closer to those sword-based consoles that he needs to start flipping quite soon. Otherwise, Pat will take a huge lead. Currently, if things remain the way they are, Pat is looking at a 9-3 lead after this round, which is certainly all but crippling.
If you like this kind of content with me and the Huggy Bear, why don't you just subscribe? Subscribe and like, share with your friends, tell everybody around the dinner table about this wonderful channel. I mean, Huggy's got kids to feed, man. Give him a subscribe.
Yeah, and soon a cat as well.
Oh, how exciting! What's this?
Yeah, we're getting a cat.
Oh yeah, is it a kitten or adopting?
Yeah, it's a kitten.
Beautiful. So, and is this the first pet that you've owned?
As an adult, yes.
Yeah. Oh, so exciting! What made the decision for you?
Basically, my son is a lonely child, so we decided to get some company for him. And also, both me and my wife love cats, so it'll be great.
It was time. How old is he now?
He's 7.
7. Just had his birthday. Is this supposed to be like a birthday present?
Yeah. Nah, not really, but that would imply that it's his cat.
All right, Sabretooth decided to do 2 actions to get up to that sword-based console. Just tried to flip it, but failed. Failed with a shield. And now Winter Soldiers
is looking grim for Suzume. Pat, we've seen Pat really go for the throat. He's netted some quite swift victories across the cut here.
Mm-hmm.
basically the Malekith nerf opened the field for
His old,
uh,
the old
Guardian
horror.
filth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that was a good hit from Winter Soldier into Pyro, which gave him a rapid fire. Rapid fire doesn't do terribly much, but does put bleed on Pyro. Pyro's sitting on. Sorry, I beg your pardon. That's Sabretooth. 2 out of 7. Winter Soldier's going to do his second action the same way again. And does not roll well again. Crit. See if the crit rolls into a rapid fire. Oop, it doesn't, but he's going to use his winging it tokens. Try to get that. He gets it. 3 hits into 3 saves. Boy, Sabretooth is tanking it. Let's see if this very last attack from Winter Soldier does anything. What's the Bucky up to? What kind of Bucky do we have tonight? Bad Bucky. Bucky is tired. Bucky wants to go and rest until season 10. And Sabretooth loves it. He's just out on the field. He just came out of the box. He's like, let me in, coach. I'm ready. People are suggesting that Malekith was good because it kept Pat in check.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Pat was actually running Malekith to quite a lot of success during the Swiss rounds. So be careful what you wish for.
Pyro. Go on. Sorry.
Pat is not making any mistakes here. The only way I see this not going snowballing into a really big lead for Pat after this round is if Groot somehow fails to if Toad somehow wins the duel against Groot up there and manages to flip the sword in favor of Suzume after Groot has gone, and thus and also Mystique somehow incapacitating Star-Lord down south.
Right.
From our point of view.
Sure. Okay, Pyro's moving up. It looks like he's staying within 1 of the console. I think I hear him rolling dice. Let's see if he rolls it. Fails. Fails again.
Oh.
And that's
it would have certainly
Pyro.
been a boon for the excitement of the game had he gotten that flip, but dice aren't doing him any favors at the moment.
Nope.
2 50-50 fails.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of shamans they have up in Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan's sounds to me like a very spiritual place. Like, And so right? Doesn't it feel like that? I mean, then is it the Yukon? Is it already the Yukon? Somebody from Canada, tell us, so we don't seem completely stupid. But out there, you need to rely on the spirits to get by on a day-to-day basis. So you'd think he'd have made a few entreaties to the right deities before this match. I hope that was the case. Let's see. So that was it for Pyro. And now Pat is up. I'm not sure who he's activating, or if he's going to pass yet. Can he pass? No, he can't pass. Right. So Groot, thank you, Pat, for being professional streaming gamer. He's showing us what is happening, and he's having Groot attack Toad.
Yep.
Now, 2 hits is not going to do it. Toad saves 2. So no damage. It's probably for the best because he would otherwise scamper away. Yeah. And so he's going to do it again. Pat is attacking Toad again. This time, still no good. Dice is very cold tonight. 2 hits, 1 save. So he takes 1. And let's see what Suzume does with that 2 power.
Yeah, this possibly opens up an interesting option. Suzume still has to make... Oh, there's a root.
Yeah,
on Toad.
He rooted him.
So Suzume is still gonna have to make a 50-50 roll to flip that sword base, but he's got it coming. He's failed 2 of them. He's gotta make 1 sooner or later. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there he goes. Boom.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that Groot can do about it anymore. And Toad's just going to bug out. Oh, he's going to try to go for the other one. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
There it is.
What a legend. What a bastard. Watch him pull this off. What a bastard. 2-point Toad.
This is what we hate about Toad. Or love. Depending
All
on where you're
right.
coming from.
Does he spend his power? Big roll.
I have to confess, and I have confessed on multiple occasions on
He does it!
that
He fucking does
hate
it!
Toad. But I love this. Because this what a turnaround.
Holy moly, Toad just crushing it this game. He goes like, you idiots go punch each other. I'm just going to go here and win.
A 6-point swing for you.
That's 3 consoles to Brotherhood and 1 book.
Yep.
So Pat is not able to get the consoles this turn no matter what Star-Lord does here. Unless he flips both. I suppose he could do that.
Well,
he could flip both.
There is a theoretical possibility. If he... no, he doesn't have the power to hit and run. Ignore me.
Okay. A lot of people got Toad emojis on hand because they're spewing them into the chat.
Toad.
Wow, everyone loves the Toad.
The bringer of excitement. So that basically means that we are gonna see a comeback for Suzume, the way things look. Unless Pat, it looks like what he's considering here is going for Sabretooth to strip him off his book, moving Star-Lord up, shooting him, because as things are now, Suzume will be scoring 4, Pat will be scoring 2, making it a 6-6 standing.
Amazing. Look, if you've got a Toad emoji in your little vault of emojis, you got to throw them into the chat. Whether you love or you hate them, you got to acknowledge the Toad.
Yep, that was big.
All right, Star-Lord, what are you going to do? Nothing. He's just going to move. Interesting. Oh, man, there's so many interesting decisions here in this game. I wouldn't know where to start. And he's going after Sabretooth. He does not like Sabretooth there. He's worried about Thanos, I think, getting clawed to death. Star-Lord rolls 3 hits, including a wild.
Yep.
Into 1 save. And is... he rolled... I guess he uses winging it token, yeah. So he rolled 3 damage through. Sabretooth's on 5 out of 7. Yeah, look at all those Toads in the chat. Love it, people. Glyn93 got a little cheesy Toad emoji, but at least he's participating. Good for you, Glenn. Mystique moving forward. And is going to blast Star-Lord. She's got 1 attack, but she has rapid fire capability. First attack is not great, but gets the rapid fire trigger. 1 hit into 1 save. Rapid fire commencing. She gets 2 hits this time. No saves. Oh, which means he gets to reroll, right? Because he's Star-Lord. I forget what it's called.
Yep. Plucky attitude.
Plucky attitude. Saves 1, so he takes 1.
Great ability.
Brilliant. So that's it, as we predicted, or as you predicted, Hoogie. 6-6, I think. I need to refresh my drink on all this excitement. I don't know what happened to it, but somehow it's gone. Luckily, there's plenty of barley down here for the Scots. Well, actually, I take that back. For the Norfolkians, what is a person from Norfolk called? A Norfolkian?
Oh.
A Norfolkwegian? I don't know. 6-6. Norfolkian. Thank you, Finkstar. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying your morning there in sunny Australia. It's, of course, summertime there. It's the height of the summer. So I hope you're getting some nice barbecues in. You got some nice plans for New Year's as well. Liam Watt is disturbed by this English whiskey nonsense. Liam, of course, being from Scotland. He's coming down to the MCP weekender. He's going to come across the border. And he said he'd bring some tasty beverages with us. Right, so that is Suzume moving Winter Soldier as part of the spoils of winning the console war. And he's moved Winter Soldier further back.
Not bad.
And Patrick's electing to go with his priority straight away. And I think he's deciding if he throws Juggernaut into that sarcophagus, if he can punch him a second time.
Yeah, and what will he do about Sabretooth is also an interesting question. Maybe this is where we see Power of the Cosmos played.
Great call. Gil from Denmark is coming to the York Weekender. Hot damn, Gil. That is great news. He's going to bring his special Danish fisherman's friend beverage that he's well known for. Yeah. Come on now, don't make fun of your fellow Scandinavians and their unique drinks.
They're good at beer. Well, really, I can also fancy the occasional gammeldansk, but fisherman's friend, nah, count me out.
Joe,
I've never been particularly fond of licorice.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gil, I actually had a very enjoyable game against him a couple of hours ago.
Did he come over for it? Amazing.
Yeah, he came over. We had this Christmas midday protocol game day. So I got 3 nice games in. Look, there's Power of the
Sure
Cosmos.
Enough, Power of the Cosmos. Can you remind us what it does?
Here it is. I don't know it by heart.
I can tell. They flip it back again.
But
Damn it!
It's an area attack.
Yeah, it's an area attack of energy of some kind.
Yeah, and its range increases depending on how many gems there are on Thanos, and there
are 6 hits.
Oh my god!
And no saves. It looks like.
Who took that?
I'm not sure yet. I am not sure yet. I don't know. It's one of the two, obviously.
Sabretooth or Juggernaut.
I don't know, but they didn't save any of it. Pat
would love for it to be Juggernaut.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. 6 hits. Where's it going, fellas? Stop put us in out of suspense here. They're checking the card. Maybe somebody can copy the text of the card out into the chat, or it was Sabretooth.
I'll have a look.
Sabretooth.
Right.
Sabretooth.
Made short work of him.
Yeah, he's dazed. He gets placed as well. I guess is part of it, and he drops his book, which Pat cannot pick up. I think you only can have 1 book at a time.
That is true. That is true. So, Power of the Cosmos is a 6 dice energy attack, area 1, but the area increases for every with gem. 1 for every infinity gem. Yeah. So it's
Christ!
Area
this is a fantastic
3.
use of a card.
Yeah. So he'll be making attacks into every single one of those characters standing within 3 of Thanos, which is Toad, it's Pyro, and it's
oh god! And he has the reality gem.
God.
The reality gem. He's popping off. Thanos is so fucking mad. He's like.
And also on top of this, if you suffer damage from this attack, you get pushed short away from Thanos.
All right. I guess those will happen afterwards. So it's no other triggers or anything like that, just damage, yeah?
No triggers, just damage, yeah.
Okay.
The push triggers on if you get damaged.
Not so good into Pyro.
This is
3 hits into Pyro. Saves 2. Oh, the reason that those 2 didn't get pushed is the push must come after damage, and so since they daze, they don't get moved. Yeah, okay, fine.
Exactly.
So Pyro maybe took a damage. He's on 2 out of 5, but he gets pushed short right towards Winter Soldier.
Yep. What a great final so far.
Wow. Yeah.
Big swings, epic attacks.
Yeah. A lot of duds. Now into Juggernaut. Final attack.
The big one here.
Oof. Only 2 hits. 2 saves already from Juggernaut. But he'll get the push. Sorry, there was a crit there. I forgot about that damn crit. 1, 2, 4 hits into 2 saves, probably 3. So I'll take 1 point of damage.
he'll reduce that with his superpower. I
No, I
like,
did that.
that's four, so he can. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I did that math
Right.
right. Right. So he's 1 and getting pushed, which is probably the more important part. Although he's got tons of power, and he's got. Do you know who I am online still?
Indeed. So even well,
No, Pat's
in
moving
spite
him.
of all these shenanigans,
Yeah.
I don't think because we're now seeing a very early activation from Thanos. So Suzume is not going to be in a bad spot to maintain his sword lead, I think, unless his characters start dying left and right. I mean, he's already lost. Yeah, I think we missed commenting on the days on Toad there.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't miss it. Yeah, he dazed Toad.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
Toad.
that was so yeah.
The problem is Pat doesn't have a power to flip that console. He needs to punch Juggernaut at least once.
I think we don't have to worry too much about that.
All right, still trying to figure out
Yeah,
where to do to push.
so I'm having a hard time seeing Pat taking out Juggernaut altogether here.
Sure.
So if he gets to activate, he can use Do You Know Who I Am to basically secure the mid console, and then he can use Mystique's Deception on Star-Lord.
Oh, so sorry. Thanos
secure
is using the energy attack that he has, which is range 3. Oh my God.
Yep.
He rolled 5
Which can be
blanks.
boosted.
Good God. He's using his wing
And
in
he
it
didn't
token.
have power to boost it, yeah.
Wing in it token, only 1 hit, which Jugs saves. So that did not work out. So he's had some really good plays. So 2 things worked really well, 2 not so great.
Yep.
And that was the end of Thanos, who's still rooted and slow.
Now, it'll be very interesting to see what Suzume elects to do. Will he activate Pyro before he is made short work of by Winter Soldier, who is standing there with a loaded gun? Or will he activate Mystique to do a number on Star-Lord before he gets to do anything? Currently, seems like he's looking at doing the Jugger move, but I don't think he has any time pressure on activating Juggernaut here.
Let's have a look.
There's no what I mean is that there are no characters threatening Juggernaut currently as things stand.
Yep.
So there's no pressure on him to activate him now. He can just as well save him for later.
Quick moment to ask people to subscribe, hit the like button, do all those things. I have no means to collect money, don't want any money, just want some more people to see MCP in action. So subscribe and let your friends know. Also, tune in on Friday, same channel, Friday, 7 p.m. London time, and that's 2 p.m. Eastern time, where me and a number of the other TOs will talk about the survey results, which are really interesting, and also what those survey results mean for how we're going to do things in 2023. So tune in there, and you get to meet 2 of the 2 new members of the team as well. So tune in and have your questions ready. Juggernaut moves forward and is going to punch Thanos. The punch turns not bad. 5 hits with a crit. Crit rolls into another hit. 6 hits into 2 saves. Yes, 2 saves plus normal damage mitigation means Thanos takes 3 hits. 3 out of 8.
This is a move I'm not really understanding, because this basically I think sentences Pyro to death.
What's this?
This is the regular throw on Juggernaut. That
He's on his backside. He's on his backside.
And then he can
Yeah.
also do you know who I am?
He's in Africa.
Yes.
Thanos is in Africa. He's gone on safari.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
He's blessing the rains down there in Africa.
Jeez. Well, Suzume Pat's chosen violence, which is unusual for him. He's chosen violence, and
That's not unusual for him.
well, I think he uses it more to control, in a way. Whereas
Yeah.
Suzume is playing a very good control game or scenario game here today. He's had Juggernaut now slide forward, destroy a piece of terrain, and it's done on that point.
Yeah, thing is though that he has now put Juggernaut, I think, within range of Star-Lord, who has energy attacks and a ton of power. He can do two full autos, basically taking Juggernaut out of the game, possibly.
Yeah, but does that
Or he
matter?
could.
Does that matter really now?
It matters.
Yeah, but he's on sword. The sword base is 3 points.
Yeah, yeah, sure. But I think if a Juggernaut gets removed, that is going to give Pat a really big chance of getting the sword base back this round.
Okay, Pat's elected to use Winter Soldier into Pyro.
Got it.
First attack. 3 hits, including the trigger,
Yep.
against 1 save. So I think 2 should go through. That puts him on 4 out of 5. And here comes
should
the
spell the
rapid
end
fire.
of Pyro.
Yeah. Not such a great hit. 1 hit, which he does not save. Does not save. So lucky for Pat.
Swinging a token, possibly.
No, it's fine. He's dead. Or dazed.
He did it.
Dazed.
Yeah,
Yeah. And Winter Soldier is going to unload his second action into Juggernaut. All right. Winging Soken still online. First attack is not good, but gets the trigger. Big Ron, thank you for chatting. Second attack, 2 hits into 1 save. Not so great. Winter Soldier not being so effective this particular game. Although he took out Pyro, so maybe that's enough.
Well, every damage point on Juggernaut counts. So,
yeah. Yeah, so Juggernaut's on 2 out of 8 after that barrage by Winter Soldier. That leaves Mystique down here at the bottom.
Yep.
And Star-Lord. And Groot. I take that back.
Possibly pass here, but
Yeah.
I'm not really seeing why he would want to.
Oh, is this Ron from England, the notorious beast from the north, terrorizing all the young MCP players up there? He was rated one of the nicest players, or one of the best players. In our recent show I did of like a year-end review of MCP by Rich Mid. Check out the Rich Mid Gaming channel, Rich Mid Gaming channel, for his live show that we did, which I was fortunate enough to be asked on as a guest, along with a number of other fine people.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a great show. Did a kind of all kinds of different awards for different categories of things. Big Ron, are you going to be at the York Weekender? We need to see you there. We need to see what Big Ron is like in real life for us Southern people. Looks like Mystique wants to move. She does. She does a long move next to Star-Lord. Big Ron's going to be there. Good times, Ron.
He plans to use Deception to get him away out of range of
the book.
No double tap on Jugs.
Really interesting. And she doesn't get the book. She doesn't go for the book.
Instead, he's obviously prioritizing the sword here.
Yeah. Right. So this is Star-Lord and Groot.
Pat, because of that tree, I think Pat needs to spend 2 move actions to get the book. Mm-hmm. Which he could to get it to a 3/3, I think.
I wonder if he's within obviously. 1 and 1 of could he stand between the console and the book and do both things?
Don't know. Looks a bit long, but
it's hard to say.
Could be close.
Right. Groot goes and flips the top one for free, and he's going to move within 3 of Juggernaut to try to do some extra damage, which will let him stay on the point, actually.
tickle him a little bit.
I'm just taking a look at Groot. Yeah, he has no power, so he's not doing anything exciting. It's just into his
And no
normal.
winging a token either.
Not bad hit. 3, including a crit. Crit rolls into another hit. That's 4 hits into 3 saves plus damage
5.
mitigation means nothing. 1, 2, 3,
Yep.
4 into nothing.
Not bad.
Was hoping to get a root,
So
but
Star-Lord.
yeah, Star-Lord is
Be
next.
interesting to see here if he decides to go for the book in a 3/3. I would not be surprised to see that. Or will he try to go for the bottom console, placing himself, do a hit and run full auto on Mystique perhaps, hoping to daze her, and if not, at least get a 50-50 chance.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Again,
Yeah.
then again, it's going to be a 3-2 lead to a 9-8 lead for Suzume if he fails. If Pat fails, that is. Well, if I'm being perfectly honest, I am not mourning the disappearance of these 50-50 6 VP
Me
swings.
neither. It's terrible. Right.
Yeah.
Looks like he wants to be within 2 of Mystique. Why is that?
Because Mystique has martial
Oh, yes.
artist,
Right.
of martial prowess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that means that he gets to count blanks if he's within 2. That's why he wants to not do that.
Yeah. Okay. So he's doing hit and run, and she doesn't get to do her blanks. See how he
Notice he
does.
also spent 3 power
Nice
for a
hit.
full auto, so
4 hits, including a wild and a crit. And that comes into 5 hits into no
oh my
saves.
god!
Woo!
That's it. That's it. That's a 6-point swing for
What
you
is
right
going
there,
on
Norbert.
this game? What is going on? He now gets to flip
And
the bottom
now,
console for free.
instead of a 9-8 lead for Suzume, we're gonna see a 11-6 lead for Pat.
Oh,
That
no.
was
Oh, who's got an F in the chat for Mystique? Somebody give an F for Mystique. Come on, fellas. Oh my god. God, poor Suzume.
bad thing for Suzume here is that not a single one of Pat's characters are on their injured side, which means that even if he dazes them, they're going to come back around later and retaliate. Whereas Pat, every kill he makes this round is going to be permanent.
Oof.
So,
So, question is where does Pat move somebody short now? Liam suggesting that's why you take recalibration matrix. Oh god.
$10 says Sabretooth.
$10 on Sabretooth? Okay. I'm not going to
Yeah.
take that bet. Yeah, Mythandro, we don't know the rituals that Pat conducts ahead of these games to the dice gods. He won't tell, but they're effective. He's definitely figured out what they like in terms of burnt offerings and evoked prayers.
Yeah, but then you also have to consider the fact that he's putting himself in positions where he can really profit from these spikes. There are in between there are a lot of important decisions where he's committing very few mistakes here, so that he is getting max value, being able to put out the max number of attacks, no unnecessary extra move actions to get into position. He is thinking at least 1 round ahead all the time, so I'm not denying the fact that we have seen some really good dice from Pat today, but this is what MCP looks like, and he you great dice are a uh, necessary but not a sufficient condition
No.
to go far.
Keep in mind, I mean, in this game, I think it was very clear because it happened so close to each other. He's had some phenomenal dice, but he's also had some very poor dice, where nothing happened at all. But like you said, I think he puts himself into positions where it isn't as traumatic because he's not relying entirely on those dice to carry him through. Suzume, he comes. Let me understand this. He's from Saskatchewan, Western Canada, not quite the Yukon. I was told in the chat. Okay, but the Sasquatch, does it wander around in Saskatchewan? I mean, it sounds like the same sort of word. And Sasquatch, if he can evoke that totem, a Sasquatch totem, that maybe he just kind of mauls the rest of this game. I mean, that's what needs to happen here, Suzume. Call on the power of the Sasquatch. There's no Canadians in this chat. It's really been frustrating not to know the lore of Canada whilst we play here. Right. Suzume had priority, and he's elected to have Pyro going to Winter Soldier, as many people in the chat who are predicting. Winter Soldier does have a book. He's done 2 hits with a crit. Crit rolls into nothing. 2 hits into 1 save, so that goes 1 damage into Winter Soldier.
Ouch.
Not good.
Not a good attack.
And didn't get Incinerate either. I guess it's a wild trigger.
Yep.
Okay. He's within 2. He's measuring within 2.
Did Pat forget to power up?
Yes. Well, no. Groot's got 1 power.
Yeah, but I think he got that off of Juggernaut. And I think... no, Star-Lord spent the power to flip. Never mind. I thought Star-Lord ended last round on 1 power, but then remembered that he needed to spend that to flip, so all in order.
Right. Pyro is debating what his second action will be. Got some hand waving going on. Classic hand waving of top players deliberating over their different moves.
Taking out Winter Soldier here is going to give Suzume some working space. Or breathing room.
Breathing room. There you go. Breathing room. Give us some Swedish idioms. Don't have to always use the American ones. Huggy, help us out. How would you express that in classic Swedish?
Well, breathing room in Swedish is andrum.
So just the same.
Breathing is andning, or to breathe is andas.
So same words though, just in Swedish. You're saying? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And there's also this expression called working calmness or like when you have like a good working space, you're not being disturbed, and you're just having
in the zone.
You're in the zone. Bra arbetsro. Like
there we go.
Working calmness for work.
Huh. Working calmness. Okay. There we go. So now we're getting some culture into this podcast. This is going to get us all the subscribers. Thank you. So Pyro's going to go ahead and attack again. Oh, gets the wild this time. Finally. 3 hits, including a wild, into 1 save. So it should be 2 more damage. Nope. That'll make him 3 out of 5. And that's him done with the Incinerate, though, on Winter Soldier.
Will be interesting to see what Bucky decides to do here. Maybe nothing. Maybe he decides to activate him. Take out Toad, perhaps.
Toad, yeah.
Or
is there a push involved too? Oh god.
Oh, maybe it was the Pyro
Spender
card.
Oh, it was a Pyrotechnics card. Oh.
I think there's a push on that.
Oh, and it makes him drop the book. Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Sure enough. So that book goes on to Pyro. Nice. Not bad, Pyro. Finally got something done.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
But now he might die.
Hey, Eventport, good to see you tonight. Thanos. Looking at
If I were Pat, he does not need to end the game this round. He can take his time. He can uh, go for doing lots of damage to Suzume's characters, perhaps KOing one or two, at least two of them, to put himself in a position to make it really, really hard for Suzume to achieve anything next round, and then sail to 16 points.
right. So Pat's moved himself forward and then uses his gem to move. Sorry, the gem moves himself forward and then Cosmic Portals the Sabretooth closer to him.
This is a bit of a dangerous move, I'd say, because Sabretooth has exceptional healing. So he basically needs to, either of these attacks needs to do 5 damage to take him out.
No damage on that one, nor the wild.
And Sabretooth is sitting on a pile of power and is
not good for Thanos.
Yeah, so his retaliation is going to be quite brutal into Thanos here, I would assume. So, and if Thanos dazes, then he not only drops his book, but he also loses portal.
4 hits from Thanos, including wilds. Oh, sorry, there's crits involved. Hello. So that's 6, including wilds, against 1 save. So 5 go through, unless he flips the book. Yeah. He's taking 4 go through. He's got damage reduction, doesn't he? Or does he?
Don't think he does.
Why do you only take? Oh, is it there's only 1 skull turns into a crit? Is that how it works?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so that's
5 versus
5 versus 4.
So,
and he's slowed.
That means that he can. He's still got his exceptional healing card. So there needs to be at least 2 attacks to take him out.
Yeah.
And now I think that Sabretooth is in a really good spot to take out Thanos. Daze him.
People are curious about Pat's decision to activate Thanos into Sabretooth there.
Yeah, me too.
All right, maybe you can jot that down. That could be a good question. Suzume is deciding to have Mystique go into Star-Lord. I think she spent her spender too, so this will be 6 dice with a stun. Was I right? 1, 2, 3. Yes, I was. 3 hits into 2 saves, so only 1 hit, but gets stunned, and so he only gets 1 damage. And then second action. Not sure yet. Not sure. Suzume still has exceptional healing and brace still to go. Pat has nearly all of his cards. Mark for death, recalibration matrix, fallback, and escort to safety. Round 4. Mystique goes again. Normal attacks, I assume. Oh, wait, no, she spent again. That's 3 hits into no saves. So he's going to re-roll that, but he rolled 2 skulls. So he's only rolling 1 die. That die does not help him. 3 hits. He's still alive. Only gains 1 power.
It's not going to be enough.
Whew.
You only made him angry.
Fed him a lot of power. And she's trying to flip the sword base, which she does. Good job, Mystique. Right. Pat's online. Pat's going to go ahead and try to finish off Mystique with Star-Lord. First attack.
Hit and run.
No hit and run. No, he needs to stay there and flip that thing if he takes her out. Let's see. Not good. 1 hit into... Oh, no saves. So, one damage. Starting the train.
Counting blanks here makes it pretty unlikely for him to take her down.
No good. She takes 2 with the winging it token, adding an extra hit.
Right.
And I think he's
Auto.
doing his spender. Yep. Bam, 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 bam.
That's smart. Using the winging it token to get extra power that he needs to do the spender and have 1 power to go
Oh,
for
5
setting.
hits, including 3 crits. She's got no saves. Or do the blanks count at this stage? I can't remember. They do, right?
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
So, but he.
But
Oh God, he
oh.
rolled 8
And there
hits.
goes the leadership.
Oh. And there goes the sword console. Yikes.
Oh,
Woo.
rippling.
Mash that F key.
Absolutely crippling.
Mash with the F key. Yeah. Yeah. You know, you can microwave your dice to get them to roll the way you want them to. I think Pat's learned how to microwave his laptop, and it just he's able to roll the electronic dice the way he wants to from the microwaving. It's a good trick. It's a good trick.
Well, the Guardian's leadership basically is have good dice.
Microwaving. Right. So back to Suzume Kazo. Toad. Toad is up, looking to grab a book, it looks like.
Yeah, not a bad idea because he's only on 3 health on his injured side. So grabbing a book and running to Africa might not be such a bad idea.
Well, the other side of Africa anyway, because Thanos is already on safari. Right, picks up the book. Now let's see where he's going. This is the interesting part.
Yeah, possibly he can go for the bottom console. Looks like that's what he's doing.
Yes, because he's got range 2. Range 2.
I believe that's
no problem. Nice call.
Maybe he can even get on top of that coffin to have some cover, but yeah, he's gonna be too close to Star-Lord anyway. He has the power to hop back into cover, though.
Get ready with your Toad emojis. Let's see if Toad pulls it off.
Toad. Ta-ta-ta-ta.
Here comes the roll. What's Toad up to? No! He completely fails with a skull. Oh, Toad. Oh, crusher of dreams. He had
his time in the sun.
Boo. Boo. Well, he's on his injured side. He's a little woozy, people. Give him a break. All right. That leaves Pat with Winter Soldier and Groot left. But with 2 heavy hitters still on the field. And both far away. Winter Soldier out of range of Juggernaut.
Yeah.
But within range of Pyro. Pat measuring 1 off of Pyro for some reason.
Yeah, I think he's looking to see if there is an angle where Pyro
cover?
has cover.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And again, he has 10 power, so he could just as well move forward and do a Red Fury, which is range 2.
No, he's just going to do a regular attack.
Yep.
Here we go. I'm not sure if there's cover or not. We'll have to see how the dice, how the damage gets calculated, but we'll keep that in mind. Here's the first roll. Not good. 1 wild. And he's
no rapid fire trigger.
No, he's still got the winging and tokens, but he's electing not to use it. Bleed goes on Pyro.
Don't know about this. Red Fury. Red Fury would have been better.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's not spending the power.
He needs to get within 2. But I mean, if he had moved...
If he moved, right.
If he had moved and possibly gone within 1, he would have had a reroll as well.
Winter Soldier not doing work this game at all. But he rolls a crit. He uses the winging it token now. Rolls into 2 hits. 2 hits into no saves. That's 2 out of 5 on Pyro. Yeah, and Gil's mentioning he could have gotten Spetsnaz training rerolls if he were close enough.
Yeah, like I said.
Yeah. Interesting. There's another question. Yeah, Pat doesn't want to be too close to Juggernaut, is Big Ron's assessment, because if he has a book.
He does not have a book
I think.
anymore.
Oh, yeah, it's dropped. Yes, it's dropped. Ron, it's dropped. But nonetheless, maybe that's still the point. He just doesn't want to get beaten up. Because he's incinerated as well, so he's toast if he gets punched. All right, Juggernaut on the move.
Sure, but he's on his healthy side, so
Yeah,
um,
sure.
contributing to. I mean, at the moment he's scoring no points, so it's better for him to contribute. And
Sure.
getting a Red Fury on
Pyro might have taken him out more easily.
Yeah, and put him in a better position to contribute next round.
Yep. Okay, Juggernaut's going after Groot. He's moved up. Remember, Pat owns the top and bottom console. Suzume the middle. Attacks into Groot. Oof, fantastic hit. 5 hits, including 2 crits.
Oh my god.
No
this
saves.
Is what Suzume needs.
Oof. 6 hits into no... Oh, he's going to use his winging it token.
Yeah, he needs to save one more or else Groot is
He
toast.
saves. He saves.
There it is, yeah. Otherwise, Groot would have been left on one. No. Groot is still toast, I think.
Well,
yeah. Because Juggernaut can push himself.
Doing single damage, yeah.
Yep. And then throw Groot into a piece of terrain to do the last
Juggernaut doing work.
Yep.
Oh, and then he'll slide into that other console and take it over again. Man, this game is good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's... I would assume that's going to net Suzume Kazo the sword again.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly killing Thanos as well. I'm not... This is starting to come around.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Oink.
That's Groot being thrown into that coffin, which gets destroyed. He's going to take a damage for that. And then I guess we're going to see the power slide next, which puts him up on that point as well. So let's see if that happens. Gonna presume so. Yep.
Man, the drama that these spikes bring.
I know.
To either side, it's
bonkers.
There's a reflex to think like, oh man, it's just about dice. There's no skill involved and whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, the drama and the way of dealing with it.
Yeah.
That's where the skill come in.
Yeah, for sure. Right. Suzume owns the top and middle base now, consoles now. That leaves Sabretooth on his side. Let's see. Sabretooth's going to just go ahead and try to seal the deal down here.
Take out Star-Lord.
People are thinking that Sabretooth goes after Thanos, but it doesn't look like it. He's just going to go for the points.
He's gonna have the sword base, so he can push Thanos away, which he can't if he's dazed.
Oh, Tooth has
ironically.
Sabretooth has slow.
Oh, yeah, he can,
he's using the wrong movement tool.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
That's gonna... Oh, no, wait. Maybe that was a pounce.
Was it a pounce? Is it a medium pounce? Yeah. Ugh.
Yep.
Nice. Right, so he's pounced, and now he's going to attack range 3 into Star-Lord, who does have cover from that coffin.
Yeah,
3 hits.
3 attack.
3 hits. Does the no saves.
Have a range 3
aside from... So that takes out Star-Lord. He's dazed, and
man, that guy's fast.
Wow. And then yeah. Oh, and he gets to place himself within 1, does he?
Yep.
Got it. Wow, Suzume going after points, does not care about Thanos at all. Everybody just wanted to
heal himself 1, yeah.
3 out of 6 left on Sabretooth. Whew, that's a
That
turn.
is still gonna have priority, so it's still pretty dangerous for Sabretooth. Down there.
Just checking the time. They got loads of time. Each has about 30 or 26 minutes here, so loads of time.
Yep.
Which is good.
It's my firm...
Look at this.
Firm opinion.
12-11.
Time should not be...
Huggy. 12-11.
Time should not be... Yeah. It's amazing. We really have to commend Suzume for clawing back in this manner. But, given what we've seen... with Pat really grabbing him by the throat early on, and now clawing back to only being 1 point down, and being really well positioned, I'd say,
Yeah.
for perhaps scoring sword another round and possibly, in fact,
Well, he could win
grabbing the win.
because
Yeah.
he's 5 points
So
away and he has 2 books.
we're
Oh
we
god, and Winter
are
Soldier getting pushed even
oh
further away. Oh god.
no matter what, we're gonna have ourselves a very exciting round.
Suzume playing a
That's
fantastic control game here. Juggernaut
yeah.
throwing Thanos off to the side. Winter Soldier getting knocked back twice. Fantastic
The
work.
fact that he's holding two of the books
Mm-hmm.
makes it so that all he needs to win is to keep the books and score the sword base. And currently he's controlling all three consoles, and Pat's characters are really spread out.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 in Africa.
So this is interesting. But let's remember, if any player can find a way out of this, it's Pat.
Yes. Pat is 4 points away from winning. If he gets the consoles by some miracle and his book, he would be able to win. But the same could be said for Suzume. It's all about the consoles now, it seems like.
All about the consoles. Yes, agreed.
Pat has priority but fewer characters to do this. Thanos taking a look at Juggernaut.
The range on Thanos.
Sword push was on Winter Soldier, guys. He's moved Winter Soldier off into Africa. He's literally on the top left side of the board there on the edge. Pat's still thinking about it.
I'm not sure if Thanos goes for Juggernaut here, that might be a problem for scoring the secures. And then again, if he doesn't activate Thanos,
Star-Lord into Toad.
Yep.
Star-Lord into Toad. Star-Lord doesn't have much power. 2 power.
Spends it. Hit and run.
Hit and run, I guess, yeah. 2 hits into 1 save. That means Toad is...
2 skulls.
Oh, skulls.
But the hit and run means that he's going to be able to chase after Toad. Well,
That's
Toad
funny.
is going to move after Star-Lord has moved, but...
Yeah. Interesting.
Star-Lord should be able to place himself in such a way that Toad can't get away.
Okay, Toad moves to the center.
Oh yeah, maybe doesn't Slippery trigger after the attack's resolved? Because in that case, Pat should be moving first, I think.
Yeah, don't know. I'd have to look at the rules. And let's see. Looks like he'll
Slippery
be
is
outside of
after
3.
attack is resolved. So yes, Pat's move should have been resolved first, I think.
Star-Lord doing the hit and run.
Not sure it does. I'm not sure if it makes a ton of difference, but in a final, the devil is in the details.
Yeah. Pat being very careful about his placement vis-a-vis Toad outside of 2, and he's going to go ahead and shoot him again. Let's see what he can do. 4 hits.
Yeah.
1 crit. That's not going to save Toad.
Oh.
1 set. That's it for
That'll
Toad.
be the end of him.
Toad is going to also drop his book.
But I bet Star-Lord was hoping to one-shot Toad and be able to use his second action to move and flip the middle sword console.
Sure.
Now, there's no way, Jose, that the southern uh, console will be controlled by anyone other than Suzume.
Right.
The middle console looks pretty rough for Pat, unless Thanos goes there, but that means that Thanos is not killing people. Um, maybe that's not going to be necessary, though.
Gil, the book went from Toad onto Star-Lord. So Thanos and Star-Lord have a book. Third one is on Pyro. That's Star-Lord done.
And
What's that?
one very interesting aspect of Toad dying there is that it means that Pat will have last activation. And that is not a small thing. Because that means that Thanos can go last and flip either of those northern sword consoles. So basically, it seems to me that what needs to happen for Suzume is for Juggernaut to kill Groot, KO Groot. If that does not happen, then I think it's looking really hard for Kazo to win here, because Groot has enough power to use We Are Groot, and I believe that can just throw Juggernaut away. I think there's a size agnostic throw on that attack, or is it maybe size 3? Let me check. It's no, size unrestricted.
Ooh.
So, well, at this point in time, Groot is not within one of the console, though. So if Juggernaut throws him away, that means he won't be able to... Yeah, and he throws medium as well. Yeah, so he doesn't actually need to kill him. That's right.
So Pat has some insurance, right? Because Suzume will score 4 points now. That's 15. Not enough. But Pat needs to retain those books. Thanos has one,
true.
and Star-Lord has one.
But someone, well, Sabretooth will certainly want a word in that discussion.
Looks like Pyro being looked at by Suzume.
Doing some chip damage to Groot. Possibly.
I'm not sure about that bent tool. What's going on?
This is some classic Suzume Kazo measuring shenanigans. Not sure what the bent tool represents, but it's probably some possibly... Not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, but you know about these measurement tricks. Yeah.
Base or...
Yeah, short move plus base, maybe. He is slowed. No, he's not slowed. Beg your pardon. He's bleeding.
Yeah.
No, he's having another look at Winter Soldier.
And Pyro needs to spend one of his actions shaking, or he will drop his book.
Yep. Hard choices.
So maybe, yeah.
Hard
really
choices.
Hard choices. Yeah. So maybe the best thing for him to do is just shake, bleed, and run away. As far away from Bucky as possible. Or at least be in cover. To only get shot once.
Insidiously mad is suggesting he just clears the bleed and runs away.
Yeah, it's
a good call.
That was my thought as well.
Yeah. But sometimes you get the red mist in your eyes and you're not thinking clearly. Yes. You know, and you're just after
and there are certainly things to consider. But I think that Suzume's big chance of winning is this round. I'm not seeing it looking better for him next round, because both Sabretooth and Pyro are not in a great shape stamina-wise.
Wow, Suzume taking his time with this, which is a perfect opportunity for you to hit the subscribe button and the like button.
A little heart symbol there.
Right, so Pyro's moving forward. Moving forward to go ahead and attack Winter Soldier.
Yep.
Interesting. Very interesting. Kai Chang is thinking that he's nowhere to
Buying
run to.
buying himself the last activation.
Yeah.
But Pyro is gonna go down after this. He's gonna KO and drop the book into the middle of nowhere.
All right. Here he goes. One attack into Winter Soldier, who's incinerated. But does have winging it token. So let's see how he does. Attack rolls into 2 hits. No saves. No saves. But
Unless
he's
the winged token does it, Pat.
Yeah. Saves 1. Saves 1. Boof.
Sorry, Pyro. Now that ended up just being Pyro serving a free book to Bucky.
Oh no. Hey, make a note. We have to ask Suzume about this decision. People want to know about the time on the clocks. Jonah, always worried about the time. What time? What time? What time? That's Jonah for you. Just kidding, Jonah. Let's have a look. Times is loads of time. 20, 22, 24 minutes on the clocks. Juggernaut going into Groot, I imagine. Or did he pass? Maybe he passed. And it's Groot going into Juggernaut, which makes sense because of priority. Pat may be changing his mind, though.
Looks like we are Groot.
Okay. 5 hits.
And we certainly are, but that's a good block.
That's a great block. 3 blocks, 4 blocks, plus 1 from damage mitigation is 5, so it cancels all the damage. But I think he gets a bunch of conditions now, right?
Thing of note is that Root was placed on Juggernaut, so damage reduction will now cost him 2.
Here comes the throw.
Ooh, serving him up to Thanos. Nice one.
So that's Juggernaut with Stagger, Root, and Bleed on him.
Yeah, and this is very interesting because he's now on a perfect power level for Pat. He can push himself for 3 power. And coincidentally, that push also makes him auto-shake Stagger.
Yes.
Root makes it so he's just 1 power short of being able to do that. And so he's not going to get rid of the Stagger. So he's going to be actually staggered.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, Pat is such a devil.
Yeah.
So disgusting. God damn it.
Now, suddenly, things have turned back into the favor of Pat, I say.
This is a crazy game.
Yes.
Oh, man, Huggy, it's so good that you were here for tonight. I'm so glad we're ending the season together.
Yeah, me too, Norbert. It's and what a game. What a game. And it's been a somewhat peculiar season. Some new innovations with the open list format.
Yep.
Slightly less attendance than earlier seasons, but I'm quite convinced that we will see a swing back in the next year.
All right, who was attacking now? Was this not sure who was attacking. It must Juggernaut into Thanos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jugs into Thanos, guys.
Yeah. The Stagger was shaken.
Oh yeah, there it is. It's taken. Yep. So that's 3 hits into no damage essentially for Thanos, but he does get pushed to even further into Africa. Pat's got people on either side of the continent now.
Yep. That is.
And that's it for Juggernaut. So he because he had a stagger.
Say this is.
This is over now.
The game. Yeah, this is over now.
Oh dear.
I'd say because Winter Soldier will now go. Sabretooth will then go. He can take the book off of Star-Lord perhaps, but that's not gonna change the end result. He can go stand on the middle point, but that's not gonna make a huge difference because Thanos has enough. Maybe because Pat's scratch that. Thanos still has root on him.
He does.
Yeah, that might make all the difference.
Okay, Winter Soldier picks up that book
And
and looks like he wants to climb over this mausoleum. But he shouldn't be able to because it's size 3.
yeah,
It's the wrong stick. There we go. There we go. Actually going to go hide behind that mausoleum.
proudly standing on top of it.
That's it for Winter Soldier.
Yep.
That leaves Sabretooth. Sabretooth predictably going after Star-Lord.
Unless Sabretooth moves to the middle point and stands on it, the game is over.
Why is this? Oh, because he'll flip it otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sabretooth moving. Suzume attacking Star-Lord. Star-Lord has a book. No winging it. Oh, has a winging it token. Beg your pardon. First attack. Rolls 2 hits. That's not going to do it.
Nope.
2 hits.
Plucky attitude.
Plucky attitude. That's a free reroll for Star-Lord. And he rolls it into nothing. So he's going to take those 2 hits. Oh, but he's going to do the winging it token. He's leaving nothing to chance, Pat. Nothing. Oh, man. No Jesus.
No good.
He's taking those 2 hits, giving Sabretooth power and also getting pushed. And he's getting...
I'd assume we'll see Sabretooth pounce to the middle after this. Because Thanos still needs to spend 1 power to place himself with the space gem. Then he probably needs to move twice to get to the middle console. And then it's going to be a 50-50 flip for the game.
Oh, God.
Either we get another round. Yeah. Either we get another round.
Right.
Or Pat will take it home.
Suzume deciding where to push him. Looks like he's going to push him further away.
If Pat fails, Suzume will have prio the last round.
Oh, fall back. That was... No. Was it the use of fallback? I don't know. I thought it was just a push from the attack. Pat's moving his model, though. So, not sure. And was that fallback, guys?
There's no push on that attack.
Okay, so it must be fallback, which is trying to preserve whether Sabretooth could get that book. But, yes, it was fallback.
Sabretooth does have a throw, but it's only a character throw, not a terrain throw. So,
okay, right. Does that mean does he have a pounce still?
He does.
Yep.
And that's what. Oh. There's some seems to be some issue with the measuring tool there. It's not. Or.
Well, here's the question: was Pat able to put it on an angle where he can't pounce into him?
If he pounces into Star-Lord here, he's basically forfeiting the game.
Yeah, but it was interesting how Pat didn't just fall back straight away, like directly back. He actually went on an angle to use that coffin to help protect him. So clever.
Absolutely.
Hey, Chewie.
I think there's no realistic out here except pouncing to the middle point and hoping for Thanos to fail the 50-50 roll. That is Because if he doesn't go to the middle, then Thanos will flip it automatically, and that seals the deal.
He's calling it. He's calling it. That's it for Sabretooth, so that leaves Thanos.
Why? Why didn't he?
I don't know.
I really don't think there's
Wrong
any
tool, Pat.
problem for Thanos.
Pat, wrong tool.
Yeah, he's slow.
Slow. Oh.
That's true. Slow.
Yeah.
Slow is a thing.
Yeah.
How did we forget?
I didn't forget. I didn't forget. Chat didn't forget. All right,
Yeah,
but
okay.
he doesn't look like he's going for that spot because he didn't aim it directly towards it.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope. He's gonna let Suzume score the sword for this round, it seems. But hopefully, he's hoping to trade that for Juggernaut.
Right. So that's Thanos now using his space gem for free. Or for one now because of the root. Yeah. And he's going to go in and try to punch Juggernaut. Why, though? Hello, Sasha. Another guest host on the show. Good to see you, Sasha. Hope everything's good with the family.
Hey, Sasha.
And that's Thanos attacking Juggernaut. And gets the throw, 3 hits into 1 save, 1 damage reduction. That means 1 damage should be going through.
At this point, I don't know if he actually wants to throw.
Yeah, exactly. That's 5 out of 8 on Juggernaut.
He wants to go for the
kill. Knockout.
Yep. Possibly the big energy attack.
Which is Juggernaut's weakest defense, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
He can boost that to 8 dice. Or he could use the book. If he wants to conserve his power. Put...
Second attack into Juggernaut.
Oh, spend 3 power.
So this is the spender?
I would assume so. 8 dice energy.
Rolls into 4 hits, 5 hits with 2 crits. Crits roll into...
Will it be enough?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits into effectively 2 saves. That's Juggernaut down. Am I right? Juggernaut knocked out.
Yep.
Juggernaut is knocked out.
Gone.
Boom. Oof.
Now Sabretooth is the last man standing for Suzume.
I didn't realize it. He's been slowly doing violence all game. Pat is so clever. He's like, just sliding the stiletto between your ribs without you even noticing while you're drinking your drink.
Yep.
Oh, man. Round 6, everyone. 15-14. What a goddamn game of MCP this is. Man, is that good. Time. Plenty of time on both sides. Each have 17 minutes. Wow. This is a great way to end season 9.
This is one of the classics.
There's
for sure.
Suzume moving Thanos back into the furthest corner of Africa. And, yeah. It's all on Suzume and Sabretooth. I mean, it's dangerous. He still owns the consoles. So he's getting 3 points right now. Which, 3 books doesn't, Pat would have 17 to what? 14, 15, 17. No, it would be 18 to 17.
Yeah.
But Star-Lord has one of those books, and he's pretty damn near Sabretooth. Oh, God. So who has priority? It's Suzume, doesn't he? Yeah.
Suzume.
Yeah.
It's virtually impossible for him to do anything. I don't know if they will play it out for good measure, but
Well, I mean, at least do Sabretooth's activation.
yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Sabretooth into Star-Lord. He can do it. Sabretooth's a beast. Let's see. Sabretooth rolling. Oh, one hit, which is a crit. And rolls into nothing. Oh, and Star-Lord saves it. Oh, man. Second action coming up. And I guess he places himself within one. Whew. Let's see. He's got one activation left. Don't know this well works for him though.
Looking to see if he can get back with a pounce to the middle.
Yeah.
At least forcing Pat to roll that 50-50, but well, technically it's, I suppose Pat could fail a bunch of 50-50 rolls if Sabretooth was to kill Star-Lord here, get the book, pounce, reach the middle, and then Pat fails like 3 50-50 rolls.
I don't know.
2 at least.
This is amazing. I'm on the edge of my seat. He's got one action left. What the hell is he gonna do? Suzume, come on, man.
Well,
you're so bloody close.
Oh, how much power is he on?
He's got low 5 power.
Because one thing he could do, because did he have a character throw? He could. Oh yeah, he has just enough power. He could throw Star-Lord towards the. Nah, never mind. That doesn't cut it.
No, still not good.
My thinking was that if he throw Star-Lord towards the middle of the board, then attack him with the spender, so he gets to place within one of Star-Lord from the position where he is. But that means that he after that doesn't have enough power to pounce to the middle. So he just needs to.
All right.
Take him down.
Second attack.
With one attack now.
Here it comes. Roll goes. Oh, fantastic hit. 5 hits. Sorry. 6 hits with a crit. Crit rolls into nothing. 6 into 1 save. 6 into 1 save. Winging It token is online, but it doesn't matter. Pat lets it go. She drops the book, and that's Star-Lord knocked out, which means the Winging It tokens stay for this round, but this is the last round, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, if he makes the middle with that pounce.
No, he's going to.
No.
Oh, I think he has to move within one.
Perhaps they decide. Well, perhaps they already
just calling it basically. Yeah.
Established that
it's impossible.
Possible.
Yeah.
It looked rough.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Hydra Tactics.
Whoop. And then moves and scores the point. Amazing.
Scores it.
What
for the third
TTS Pat is a third. That's right.
Title.
Matching Morgan Reed, also who has won 3 leagues. So the 2 of them now are the only ones who have.
Morgan has only won 2, right?
I thought he had. Oh, it was 2 back-to-back, wasn't it? That's what it was. Yeah. He did 2 back-to-back. Pat didn't.
Is now in the lead.
Now 3, the most wins of all the seasons. This is the end of season 9. Pat Dunford is your winner from the London Meta. He scores a magnificent game against Suzume Kazo, who fought valiantly this game. Amazing. That's 3 wins out of 9 seasons for the Pat Dunford playing MCP. I hope you join us for season 10, which will start at the end of January. Details to come on Friday at this stream at 7 p.m. London time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So, Huggy, let us get and talk to these players about this amazing match.
I can't wait.
All right, see you there. All right, just going to switch channels over to the boys. And there they are.
Fun, so I could just sit there and force you to make
hope
two
for the best.
50-50. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
can you make two 50-50s? Because I pushed Thanos out of relevance.
I think Thanos might be able to double move and portal you off, but I don't know.
Hey,
Let's just have a
it's Norbert here. I just want to mention that you're on the stream now, just so you're aware. Sorry to interrupt, but thank you both, Suzume and Pat Dunford, for a fantastic, really fantastic final match. We couldn't have asked for a better way to end season 9. Thank you so much for letting us stream it.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
You're welcome. Yeah, it was a great game.
And before we get into the questions, I do want to thank XP Jacob of Xavier Protocols. Thank you for being the judge in the match, making sure that we have a nice, clean game. Very appreciate your time.
You're very welcome. I believe we might have some accuser opportunities coming up in the next season. So those of you who might be interested in being judges, keep an eye on the TTS Discord, and we'll see if there's some news about that in the very near future.
Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, we'll be looking at potentially asking for a few more accusers. So if you feel like you have the chops, which is both in rules knowledge but also a level-headedness and ability to be online on a semi-regular basis, you might be the person we're looking for. Anyway, let us move. Huggy Bear's with me now. Let us move to the players. Fantastic match, as I mentioned. Let's start right at the beginning. Pat, you won priority, but didn't, and so you took extracts, I think, but I think you were probably looking for your research station again, but it didn't come up. And also because Suzume had not priority, you weren't probably going to get that 16 points. Was that going through your heads as these crises came up?
So we both had research station. So I thought maybe I'll get research station, but of course, like you said, winning priority, I can't pick the threat level, so it's less valuable to me. So that made me mind a little bit less. The main thing, honestly, was pretty simple arithmetic in this case. We had two extracts that were the same. No, sorry, two secures that were the same and one extract that was the same. And I just thought I'll pick extracts because then I don't have to play Alien Ship or Scrolls. And I just have a 1 in 3 chance of getting Sword, which I don't particularly want, and a 2/3 chance of getting one of my own secures, in which case, obviously, I'll be very happy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so, Suzume, the big question for you then is why did you choose 17 instead of 14?
I was thinking I wouldn't see Thanos because of Sword.
Mm-hmm.
17 does make it possible, to not be too narrow and still bring the Than Man.
Yeah, we were discussing that particular thing, that maybe 14 points was a way of avoiding Thanos.
Yeah, I possibly should have gone down to 14.
Mm-hmm. I can tell you from experience playing Pat, 14 is not a way of avoiding Thanos.
Yeah, look, let's be honest. I was going to play Thanos no matter what. It was just about, do I get 2 or 3 threats to go by his side? Yeah. So I don't think for me, like having the extra body obviously is great, but it's not a huge difference because that last 3 threat is, I mean, it's nice to have, of course, but you're also getting something equivalent. So,
I mean, I think also having a lower threat with an attrition team is actually often a good thing because each model you kill is a bigger percentage of their ability to do things, of their action economy.
Yeah, Thanos can kill and control a larger percentage of the team every round, potentially, at least theoretically, maybe not in practice.
Let's move over to Suzume. Suzume, why did you decide to go with your Mystique leadership instead of Thanos? Instead of Magneto?
Mostly Sword. I was considering a bunch of Magneto builds. That's one of the reasons I went to 17, because at 17 I'm like, maybe I can run a Magneto thing at 17.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I was definitely expecting Magneto. Not to say, I think your team is great, but I was a little bit surprised not to see Magneto. Why did you decide in the end not to go for him?
Mostly Sword, and Magneto really hates losing Sword.
Yeah, getting pushed all the time.
Senor Thanos at least can be like, I Space Gem, and it kind of didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Magneto just has to burn half his turn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a third. Throwing things is the other third. But yeah.
Okay. So, Pat, when you came out, it seemed like you typically, I mean, you always have a bit of violence in your personality. Although you do so in a very pleasant way. But it seemed like, as opposed to your usual MO with this team, which is more control oriented, were you more focused on just out and out attrition from the start? Was that your game plan?
Yeah, I think so. Just looking at Leaf's team with 5 amazing characters with tons of mobility and some decent control options, especially when you factor in the tactics cards, including the tactics cards, they've got phenomenal control. I just thought I can't win this game through a victory point race. Like my 3-threat lumps are just not especially interesting on this crisis, right? They didn't really do anything. And I can't have Thanos out tempo all of this other stuff that's going on in the Brotherhood team. So I thought I just have to try and get ahead on attrition early so that I have action economy later on. And luckily it worked out. I did just enough damage fast enough to stay relevant despite Leaf's excellent control of Thanos, right? Setting him into oblivion. Camping on his deployment edge was not where I wanted us to be.
Yeah, we'll come to that. Suzume.
Was there any particular piece on Suzume's team that you picked out as sort of key of getting out of the way early game?
So I wanted to deal with Juggernaut or Sabretooth. The problem is, of course, then they're tough enough that you can't reliably deal with them, especially with exceptional healing. And I was very pleased to daze Juggernaut early and control Sabretooth, right, with a bunch of teleports and a sword push and send him back into his deployment. But then at the start of, was it round 2? I had this interesting choice about, okay, what now? And I thought I could try and focus damage on Juggernaut, but on full stamina with his damage reduction, I can't reliably expect Thanos to kill him. If he killed him, superb. I'm well set up to start enacting my game plan. But if he fails to kill him, then my half of my threat value in my team, kind of in this point, right? My 8-threat Thanos has basically done nothing. And then it's all going to start to go wrong pretty quickly. And I decided to power the cosmos and I basically did the Guardians of the Galaxy philosophy. I just kind of winged it. I was like, okay, I'll just attack everyone, see where the dice land, then make a game plan based on that, knowing that my midterm game plan is do as much damage as possible. I'll just do the play that puts the most damage onto the collective Brotherhood team and then pick targets of opportunity rather than trying to focus down a target that I might not reliably be able to kill.
All right, let's switch over to Suzume before we get too deeper into the game. Suzume, you were not expecting Thanos, but there he was upon team reveals. What was your game plan then going into this match?
Pretty much to use superior mobility to just try and hold the sword. Because it's half the points of the game, over half for most of the round. And the extra push does a good bit of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so was your goal to just own a sword base as much as possible, or was it also to try to... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, well, turn 1, actually I shouldn't say was all in on sword base, because turn 1, Pyro deliberately didn't sword base just to guarantee the firewall on Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty good firewall. It was pretty annoying.
It did a lot of work, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were all very impressed. You put all those effects. Pyro didn't get to do as much as he could necessarily, but he did enough to really put hurt on Thanos. And then you just so beautifully moved him around so much, even after suffering the Juggernaut to early flip over. Is this something that you typically do, or were you able to just be inspired in the moment?
If you can get people out of the way, get them out of the way. Yeah, no, it was kind of lucky just because the slow on Thanos meant that he would take forever to get back if he ever tried.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Huggy, we had some questions from Suzume about mid-game, I think.
Yes, we were, in particular, you were pondering for a long time your activation with Pyro round 5. His very last activation, actually. Where it looked like you were choosing between going for Winter Soldier or Shaking Bleed and running away, basically. What was your reasoning there? What made you end up with the decision that you did?
Getting to the point, yeah, we were at the point where I figured I had to start making big plays. And if I dazed Bucky there, he's effectively out of the game. Because he starts turn 6 almost on Pat's deploy line. And even a double walk won't get him to any of the sword points.
Sort of pinning him in place for the last round of the game.
Yeah, that was the hope, was to just sort of flip him there, have him turn over pinned, or flip over and not really be able to contribute much of anything. Because a walk shoot, he's not going to have range to the middle, and a double walk, he doesn't get to the middle.
Right.
Yeah, like if I took him out, he was out of the last turn.
Yeah. Unfortunately, dice did not contribute.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah. The other debate was Juggernaut could have tried to go big into Groot before Groot staggered him. I guess, yeah. Or Pyro could have just ran and tried to live.
At what point in the match did you think things changed for you?
Once I had Thanos way out in the middle of nowhere, felt a lot better. Because at that point, Thanos was out in the middle of nowhere. Sabretooth being dazed was actually a good thing because it gave him 7 free power. Sword doesn't really care if you're flipped or not.
We really need to commend your focus here, because both in round 2 and round 3, things were looking pretty grim for big parts of the turn. Pat was looking to take a serious lead, a crippling lead, but somehow you managed to claw back both times and really turn the game around. Not all the way through, but still. So you really made this interesting. I must say.
Yeah, I just ran out of people.
Was losing Mystique then really the backbreaker?
Each loss hurt, yeah. Losing Toad hurt because Toad was holding a book at that point. And if Star-Lord had whiffed that roll, Toad could have ran.
Yep.
And just ran to the corner with a book. I think it would have been up a point rather than Pat being up 1, which
it would have made a big difference.
Yeah.
So Pat,
Star-Lord was sensationally lucky in this game, right? He completely dealt with Mystique on his own. He KO'd Toad. He managed to survive Sabretooth for long enough.
Yeah.
He was, I think, my MVP. And he just kept me going in a situation where Thanos wasn't able to have his usual impact.
Yeah, that's so thematic too for Star-Lord to be like, these big hitters battling it out, and meanwhile he's just there casually winning by himself.
Doing his best.
Pat, why did you take Groot if this was meant to be an attrition-focused team?
Well, I ummed and ahed a lot about my squad selection. I took him because he's 3-threat and because he can sit on points and do relevant things. I mean, and he was pretty good in this game. With his range 3 attacks, he was able to sit on a point and attack in the middle. He got to use most of his kit. His route is excellent against Juggernaut and Magneto. And he's fairly resilient to their attacks as well. So I figured he'd be good enough. And it was basically between this or... I could have made a lot of different squads. And it took a long time in roster creation because I was looking at this team. I was looking at a 5-ride team with Thanos that was Star-Lord, Nebula, Rocket, Toad, and Thanos. And I was also thinking about teams without Thanos that used Angela, because Angela would be incredible on Sword plus Montesi. So I had a lot of options. In the end, I went for this one. Because I felt like the 2-threat characters would die too easily. And I didn't think Toad would get good value on Montesi against Brotherhood because he'd pop forward and then Mystique would just pull him in and shoot him. He wouldn't be able to slip you away and he'd die. So I went for this team, but I didn't love it. Right? I didn't love any of my compositions on Sword at 17 or 14 threat. I just thought it was okay.
Okay. Where were you most concerned during the course of the game?
Definitely in round 2, where I realized my best plan is this stupid plan to power of the cosmos and see what happens. I thought, have I really got myself into this situation where I had a good turn 1 and now on turn 2 I've got no good options with priority? What have I done? And then it sort of went downhill when I was like, I know what's going to happen. I'm not going to kill Juggernaut. He's going to throw me into oblivion. And then I'm not really sure how I'm going to dig my way out. And that as soon as Leaf double through Thanos with Juggernaut, and poor Thanos is rooted and slowed, I thought, okay, I'm going to have to work really hard now to stay in the game.
Yeah.
And I think I was very lucky. Like Star-Lord, like I said, pulled so much, getting so many kills so quickly.
Yeah. And
just, as is always the case with Sword, right? Like a couple of fortunate flips can swing so many points. That I felt like I was clawing my way through. Even when only Sabretooth was left alive, I still felt like I can lose this game.
Yeah.
I felt like I was having to battle hard the entire way.
Huggy, any last questions?
Yeah, I was in particular curious about your Thanos activation round 4. I don't know if you remember. He had just been thrown down to Africa, and you decided to teleport him up and teleport Sabretooth in and start beating him up. Although exceptional healing was online and he was, I think, on full health at the moment. What was your reasoning there? Because wouldn't his retaliation be quite dangerous for Thanos, and having him dazed would be perhaps crucial?
Yeah, maybe. The reason I did it was just because I felt like I can't ever win this game if Thanos doesn't do anything relevant. Like if he has a round where he just double moves and that's it. I need him to still be contributing every round of the game and still putting out damage. Remember I said my overall game plan was just to reduce the total Brotherhood health pool as low as possible? And I don't mind if Sabretooth fights Thanos because Thanos is in the middle of nowhere doing nothing good. So if Sabretooth is battling him to the death, that's an improvement in my opinion for the alternative. I need people to be interacting with Thanos, and I needed Thanos to force people to interact with him. And because I'm trying for this longer game of just wipe out all the characters, if Thanos can trigger exceptional healing there with the spike, then that's fine, right? That means later on one of my other characters can try and kill Sabretooth with a double attack activation plus winging token.
Right.
There's a couple of things I wanted to just point out, which I noticed during the game, which I wanted to comment on, if that's all right, Norbert.
Of course.
Leaf, Suzume, your round 0 deployment, I've got to say, I thought was excellent. And kind of those things often go unnoticed, but mistakes at deployment can be massive for the game. I really liked the way you went about it, and your first 2 placements in particular, I thought were just great. So it's a little thing there. Pat's fallback, I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
That one made me smile. I had a big smile on my face when he said, and now I fall back to try and prevent the pounce equivalent from Sabretooth, whatever that superpower's called, which he managed to do in the end. He was trying to get up on a building. It didn't quite work out for him, but he managed to prevent that pounce. So that was really good. And finally, just generally, this is every game I've ever seen him play, but Leaf Suzume's use of measuring tools to know exactly, or to give himself much better information at least, about what's in range and what's out of range. Lots and lots of times during this game you've seen that. So if you're ever wondering, why is he putting a long movement stick on a medium mover? There's a reason, and he's measuring stuff. We had him on the Danger Room some time ago, which was a really good episode. Worth looking up if you get a chance.
Brilliant. Thank you, Jacob. I expect you'll have Pat on the show to do the traditional season winner champion chat.
Well, I rather suspect that Sung Soo, as we speak, is writing his. Is it called a hot dog intro?
He may be, yeah.
So maybe we'll cede that interview to Pat's own podcast. But if he wants to come on, I'm sure we would love to have him. He's always a great guest.
Yeah. Cool. So look, Suzume, you did a fantastic job tonight. You had it almost multiple times during the course of the game. So congratulations to you for being such a fantastic player and representing the western part of Canada, all the way from that side of the world.
Thank you. And yeah, thanks, Pat, for a great game. Down to the wire.
Thank you very much. It was a real pleasure.
And Pat, we congratulate you then as well for a huge, unprecedented third win in the TTS leagues. Congratulations. This is such an amazing achievement. I'm very happy for you, and I'm excited to see how we ended season 9, which should lead us into a fantastic 2023 next year.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's obviously a nice achievement to win the TTS League. Very, very happy to do it, and really excited to play more MCP now with all the crisis rules having been updated.
Indeed. So as I was saying to everybody, tune in on Friday for all the news about what we're going to be doing with the TTS leagues in 2023. The first league will take place right towards the end of January, and we have a lot of exciting decisions that were based on community feedback to talk about then. So see us on Friday at 7 p.m. London time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Until then, have a wonderful end of the year. Happy New Year to everybody. And thanks as always to all of you who watched and supported us during the course of the game and throughout the entire season. Thanks everybody, and good night.
Good night.